During your test, they will also ask you to do a manoeuvre, and so that'll either be a forward bay or a reverse bay or parallel parking, or they'll ask you to pull up on the right and reverse 2 car lengths. If you don't do your manoeuvre during the test, when you get back to the test centre, they'll make you do it. So most of the time that'll be like reverse bay parking into one of the bays at the test centre. The examiner will also ask you if you want your instructor to sit in on your test, so it's up to you whether you want them to come along or not. And they'll ask you if you want your instructor to be there for the feedback at the end of your test. So that way, when the examiner gives you the results, whether you pass or fail, then your instructor will be there if you choose. So yeah, that's basically what happens when you go for your test. One of the tips that I would give you would be to just go in with a confident, positive mindset. I know everyone probably says this, but trust me, it does work. Just tell yourself you can do it and that you will pass, and have confidence that you can drive, because realistically you wouldn't be doing your test if you can't drive. Your instructor probably wouldn't let you go for your test. So you've just got to be confident and trust yourself that you can do it. It kind of links into the next tip: don't overthink. If you think you've made a mistake, just move on. Don't focus on it, because if you make a mistake, sometimes the examiner might not even notice it, or it might not even be a minor and you might just be overthinking it. So if you think you made a mistake, don't dwell on it, just move on and carry on driving. Don't start to panic, don't lose your confidence, just carry on like normal. The next tip is take your time. I remember on my test, I was at a junction and there was just loads of cars going by and there weren't any big gaps, so I didn't go, and I was waiting at that junction for a while, and in my head I was thinking, oh my god, I'm probably going to get a hesitation minor for this. But you'd rather get a minor for hesitation than get a major fault for pulling out when it's not safe to do so. And I didn't even get a hesitation mark at the end of it, so sometimes you do overthink. My next tip is talk to your examiner. If you can multitask whilst driving, and if you're comfortable, just speak to the examiner. You'll feel more confident, comfortable, you'll feel more at ease, and it won't feel as tense. To be honest, when it comes to nerves, I only felt nervous at the start of the test, but when I started driving I was absolutely fine. I didn't feel nervous anymore, and I was talking to the examiner and it definitely made me feel more at ease. If you don't speak to the examiner and you're just in silence most of the time, you might start to overthink. Sometimes when you overthink, you can make more mistakes, so try to talk to your examiner if you can. My next tip is to check your mirrors constantly. Every time you're moving off, check all of your blind spots. When you're just driving normally, say you're driving on a straight road, just keep checking your mirrors regularly, every 10, 15, 20 seconds, because there could be a cyclist that just appears on your left, or say there's a bus lane next to you, a bus could appear. You just want to make sure that you're always checking your mirrors to show that you're alert and you know what's going on around you. When you're turning left, check your left mirror, your centre mirror, and then signal. And then when you're actually turning, check your mirrors again and do the same for the right. Just constantly check your mirrors, over exaggerate. You've got to check your mirrors so often, because if you don't, you could get faults for it. And with your manoeuvre as well, it's important to just check everywhere, because when you're reversing, the back window is going to be your best friend. Make sure you are looking out of that back window when you're reversing.